Stop everything you're doing right now. What if I told you there are ancient Japanese practices perfected over centuries that could completely transform your home and your life forever? This isn't hype. The Japanese have mastered the art of creating serene, organized spaces, even in the smallest homes. But what's their secret? Is it strict discipline, deep tradition, or a mysterious ancient method? The truth goes far beyond what you might expect. Step into a Japanese home and you'll notice it feels calm, spacious, and effortlessly functional. That's because they follow 15 powerful cleaning and organizing secrets that most people have never heard of, and today I'm revealing them all. Before we dive in, if you're ready to transform your home from chaotic to calm, hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. You won't want to miss a single tip, and your future self will thank you. From revolutionary folding methods to deciding exactly what stays and what goes, these principles will change how you live. Ignore them, and you may remain stuck with clutter, endless cleaning, and that exhausting sense of never enough time. But if you stay with me until the end, you'll see how simple daily rituals, the art of valuing open space, and small habit shifts can bring you lasting peace and a home you love waking up in. These aren't expensive renovations or time-consuming chores. They're gentle, practical, and transformative strategies you can start today. And when you combine them, they create a powerful ripple effect that will transform your home forever. So, let's begin. And as we go, tell me in the comments which secret speaks most to you right now.
Secret number 1. The USUJI Ritual. Cleaning, a spiritual renewal. Have you ever experienced the frustration of cleaning thoroughly, yet your house still feels heavy, as if the energy of the space remained unchanged? This phenomenon occurs because we often clean only superficially, automatically, without presence or intention. In Japan, there exists a practice called usuji, which transcends traditional cleaning methods. It's a profound cleaning ritual that serves to cleanse not only the environment, but also renew the inner spirit of those who inhabit the space. The problem usuji addresses is stagnation, that familiar feeling when everything seems frozen, stuck in place. Often, our environment reflects exactly this accumulation: forgotten items, ignored dust, neglected corners. All of this creates an invisible burden that weighs on our daily lives. Usuji teaches that cleaning is a method of creating space for new possibilities, and this understanding changes everything about how we approach home maintenance. Practical implementation. You don't need to wait for year-end as is traditional in Japan. You can establish your own weekly or monthly ritual. Set aside dedicated time exclusively for this purpose. No phone interruptions, no rushing around, no distractions. Choose a single room. Take a deep cleansing breath and begin cleaning as if you were tending to a sacred space. Remove everything from its designated place. Clean forgotten surfaces thoroughly. Open windows wide and allow fresh air to circulate throughout the space. When you finish, pause for a moment and observe what has shifted in the room's energy. You can, for example, designate every first Saturday of each month for this practice. Put on calming music, prepare some tea for afterward, and transform this moment into an act of self-care rather than an obligation. The direct benefit: you reconnect meaningfully with your home. It stops being a burden and becomes a genuine refuge. And believe me, when you clean with presence and intention, the mess takes significantly longer to return because the space's energy transforms, and with it, your mood and overall well-being also change dramatically. Secret number 2, the principle of DANSHARI, conscious detachment. Have you ever opened your closet thinking, "I have nothing to wear," despite it being completely full? Have you attempted to organize a room but found the sheer volume of possessions suffocating? This isn't merely a lack of organization, it's excess. Excess objects, accumulations, and memories that no longer serve a meaningful purpose. This is where the Japanese concept of DANSHARI becomes invaluable, which literally translates to refuse, discard, and separate. DANSHARI solves the problem of meaningless accumulation and that overwhelming feeling of, I can't organize this because I don't know where to begin. Often, what we need isn't more organizational systems or storage solutions. It's fewer possessions, less clutter, fewer distractions, less emotional weight. This Japanese methodology teaches you to examine each object and ask yourself fundamental questions. Is this still useful in my life? Does this item make me feel positive? Does this represent who I am today? If the answer is no, it's time to release it. Practical implementation. Begin small. Select a drawer, a shelf, or a specific corner of your house. Handle each item, yes, literally touch it, and evaluate honestly. Is it broken? Has it been sitting unused for years? Would you keep this if you were creating your home from scratch today? If not, thank it mentally for its service and say goodbye. This might seem simple, but this gesture creates both physical and mental space. Contrary to what it might seem, this isn't an act of loss, it's an act of liberation. You can even create a permanent detachment basket in your home, where you place everything you realize you no longer need throughout the week. Once monthly, donate or discard the contents. This prevents clutter from accumulating again. The direct benefit. DANSHARI brings lightness, clarity, and ease of maintenance. Your home gains space, and your mind does too. You'll realize that the less you possess, the more value you assign to what truly matters in your life.
Secret number 3. The TATEIKU technique, vertical organization mastery. Have you ever felt that regardless of your efforts to organize drawers or closets, everything quickly becomes disorganized again? Or that you never locate what you need without removing a bunch of other items first? This is a widespread problem, and the solution lies in a remarkably simple and efficient technique used throughout Japan, TATEIKU, or vertical organization. This technique solves the problem of invisible clutter, that type of mess that appears stored but remains confusing, impractical, and difficult to access. When we stack objects or clothing on top of each other, we create natural barriers. What lies beneath, we forget. What sits on top gets disturbed every time we need something below. Have you noticed this phenomenon with clothing, for instance? In Japan, the custom involves organizing everything so it's simultaneously visible and accessible. Folded clothes standing side by side like books on a shelf. Boxes and kitchen items organized vertically in dividers that clearly display each element. Everything remains in sight, nothing stays hidden, and disorder doesn't return easily. How to apply this revolutionary method? Start with a clothing drawer. Instead of stacking t-shirts on top of each other, fold them and place them side by side. You can use dividers or even simple boxes to maintain organized rows. The same principle applies to kitchen utensils, cleaning products, or stationery items. When you organize in vertical layers, you simultaneously save space and increase efficiency. The impact is immediate. You save time in daily routines, reduce visual clutter, and even find more pleasure in maintaining order. It's not just about tidying up, it's about making your life fundamentally easier. The most incredible aspect is that once you try this method, it becomes difficult to return to old storage habits. Can you imagine all your drawers organized this way, with everything visible, easily accessible, and effortless to maintain? That's TATEIKU working in your favor. Secret number 4.
The concept of the value of empty space. Have you ever felt like your house seems too full, even after organizing everything? That every corner appears visually busy, heavy, without breathing room? This occurs when we forget to value something essential: empty space. In Japan, there exists an ancient concept called which represents exactly that: the interval, the silence, the space between things. Applying in your home can completely transform the feeling of comfort and well-being. Solves the problem of visual pollution and sensory overload, that feeling of existing in a crowded environment where your eyes never rest. Many times, even when organized, our homes contain too much: excessive furniture, objects, decorations. This surplus of visual information generates anxiety without our conscious awareness. Applying means intentionally creating areas of breathing space. Leave surfaces free. Avoid filling every inch with decorative items. Allow the environment to have pauses. Think of it like a well-punctuated sentence. This conveys calm, elegance, and harmony. Practical implementation. Begin by observing a room in your house. Look at the walls, furniture, and objects. Is there room for emptiness? You can, for example, leave a shelf partially empty, or a wall without pictures, or keep only a single vase on top of a dresser. The idea isn't to remove personality from the environment, but to allow it to breathe. A powerful example is the entrance to Japanese homes, the genkan. That area where shoes are removed remains consistently simple with minimal elements. This immediately conveys lightness upon entering, like an invitation to rest. You can adapt this concept to your home, even if it's just a small corner, keeping it clean, bright, and free from excess. The immediate benefit: your home will exude tranquility. It becomes a place of welcome rather than constant stimulation. When you begin valuing empty space, you realize you don't need more possessions. You need fewer but better chosen ones.
Secret number 5. ISHUN ICHI, the power of immediate action. Have you ever left a dish in the sink thinking, "I'll wash it later," and suddenly discovered the sink completely full? Have you pushed something into a corner thinking, "I'll put it away later," only to find it became a pile of clutter? These are micro-delays that over time transform into silent chaos. But the Japanese have a powerful principle called ISHUN ICHI, which translates to one moment, one life. The idea is elegantly simple. Each small action has the power to change the whole when done with presence and at the right moment. This secret solves the problem of procrastinating small tasks, those that seem harmless but accumulate and eventually overwhelm you. ISHUN ICHI's proposal is revolutionary. If something can be accomplished in 1 minute, do it now. Don't postpone, don't delegate to your future self. Resolve it in the present as a way of caring for your space and yourself. Practical implementation. This could be absolutely revolutionary in your daily life. Have you finished eating? 1 minute and the plate is washed. Did you come in from outside? 1 minute and the shoes are in their proper place. Did you get out of bed? 1 minute and it's made. It's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about preventing small things from becoming bigger problems. Moreover, ISHUN ICHI carries emotional value. It invites you to be present, living that minute as if it were important, because it is. This breaks the cycle of rush, neglect, and accumulation. Little by little, you'll notice that your house begins maintaining itself, not because mess disappeared, but because you started eliminating it before it could even form. The direct benefit? Lightness in everyday life, more free time, less accumulated stress.
You stop putting out fires and start maintaining order through small, simple, and effective gestures. Most beautifully, your home begins reflecting your constant care rather than just your moments of desperation.
Secret number 6. KANSO, the beauty of intentional simplicity. Have you ever had the impression that the more items you place in an environment, the more difficult it becomes to organize? That even when cleaned, the space looks visually busy? This happens because we confuse decoration with ornamentation, functionality with quantity. But the Japanese have a principle called KANSO, which means intentional simplicity. It's about eliminating what's unnecessary, not just for aesthetics, but for mental peace. KANSO solves the overly full house problem, that feeling that everything is in order but still not comfortable. This signals excess. Too many pictures on walls, too many objects on surfaces, furniture that takes up more space than it provides value. KANSO proposes the opposite. It suggests cleaning not just with cleaning supplies, but with visual criteria. Practical implementation. Start by observing your environments from a different perspective. What exists there simply for the sake of existing? Do you have accumulated decorations on shelves? Are there too many pots and utensils on the kitchen counter? Do you have a small table used only for collecting clutter? KANSO invites you to remove what doesn't add value and keep only what truly has function or meaning. Fewer items equal more significance, and this impact is immediate. A perfect example is the bedroom. Often, object accumulation around the bed actually interferes with sleep quality. When applying KANSO, you might keep only essentials: a soft lamp, a small plant, a ready book. The environment breathes, and you do too. Another example is the living room. Instead of 10 picture frames and decorations on top of furniture, choose 1 or 2 that genuinely represent something special. Release the rest. Give your eyes space to rest. Give your house space to welcome you. The direct benefit? Lighter, more beautiful environments that are easier to clean and maintain. Your home begins having an aesthetic that soothes, and you come to understand that beauty lies not in excess, but in the intention behind each choice.
Secret number 7. OTAGAI SAMA, shared responsibility and harmony. Have you ever felt like you're carrying the household weight alone? That everything depends on you? Cleaning, organizing, maintaining, and even when you do your best, pressure and fatigue persist? This is extremely common, especially in families where home care is viewed as individual responsibility. But the Japanese practice a value called OTAGAI SAMA, which means something like, "We're in this together." This secret solves the household overload problem. When everything revolves around one person, balance breaks. The house becomes a burden. Emotional exhaustion increases. OTAGAI SAMA teaches that maintaining the environment is collective construction. Each person contributes what they can, respecting others' capacity and time. Practical implementation. This doesn't mean dividing tasks with rigid lists or constant demands. It means changing household culture. Start by involving everyone in small actions. Children can learn from early ages to save what they use. Partners can be invited, not required, to participate, with sincere recognition for each contribution. A heartfelt thank you has more power than any scolding. You can also create simple rituals, such as a 10-minute cleaning moment with everyone together once weekly. Put on music, everyone tends to a room, and that's it. The house gets organized faster, and the moment becomes something almost enjoyable. Another idea is maintaining a bulletin board with small rotating tasks. Whoever completes them gets recognition, and the board becomes a symbol of collaboration, not demands. The direct benefit: less emotional weight, more togetherness. When everyone feels responsible for the home, it stops being a battlefield and becomes a living space. The climate changes, energy shifts, and care flows more naturally. Most beautifully, when people realize the home belongs to everyone, they care for it with more affection and awareness. The result is a lighter, more alive, and more harmonious home.
Secret number 8. KODO, the path of aromatics. Have you ever entered a room and been immediately overwhelmed by a pleasant scent that brought instant peace, comfort, or nostalgia? Or, conversely, have you entered your home and noticed a strange, heavy smell that bothered you despite everything appearing clean? The sense of smell has enormous power in how we perceive spaces, and the Japanese have understood this for centuries. They have a practice called KODO, which means the path of aroma. More than perfuming, it's about creating atmosphere. This secret solves the problem of cold, impersonal environments or spaces that, even when clean, don't seem welcoming. KODO proposes conscious use of aromatics as part of home care, not just to disguise unpleasant odors, but to evoke positive sensations. Aromas activate emotional memory, bring comfort feelings, and even help with relaxation. Practical implementation: this doesn't mean using strong-smelling disinfectants throughout the house. It's about choosing scents with intention. A resting environment might have lavender. A bedroom could have something more woody or citrusy. The kitchen can stay fresh with notes of lemon or green tea. In Japan, they use incense, natural satchels, essential oils, and even aromatic woods such as cedar and hinoki to create this atmosphere. You can easily adapt this: a diffuser with essential oil, a satchel of natural herbs in drawers, or even boiling orange peels with cloves and cinnamon before cleaning. These are small gestures, but they transform the atmosphere completely. The direct benefit? Your home gains sensorial identity. The scent becomes part of the experience of being there. This helps with prolonged cleanliness feelings, emotional comfort, and even productivity, as aromatics influence mood and disposition. More than just looking clean, your home will smell like home, and everyone will notice, including you, every time you walk through the door.
Secret number 9. KAIZEN NO KUKAI, continuous space improvement. Have you ever noticed how certain spaces in the house become dysfunctional over time? A corner that was once useful but today only accumulates clutter. A piece of furniture that previously seemed ideal but now just creates obstacles. The truth is that our homes change, and so do we. What worked before may not work anymore. The Japanese understand this as part of the home's natural cycle. Therefore, they apply the principle of kaizen, continuous improvement, also to the environment. When applied to physical space, we call it KAIZEN NO KUKAI, or continuous improvement of space. This secret solves the problem of domestic stagnation, that feeling that something is out of place, that the house is frozen in time, functional but uncomfortable. KAIZEN NO KUKAI proposes constant space review with small improvements made gradually, always aiming to make routine easier and the environment more pleasant. Practical implementation. This means observing your home with critical and curious eyes. Ask yourself, does this arrangement still work? Is this furniture helping or hindering me?
Is this drawer practical or constantly problematic? With small actions, you can transform your space. Move a piece of furniture, donate what no longer serves, replace a basket that keeps falling over with a sturdier one. A simple example, you know that chair that keeps becoming a clothing storage area? Maybe it needs to move, or perhaps you need a proper clothes rack in its place. You can set aside time once monthly just for this, looking at the house as a living project in constant evolution. With each small change you make, notice the impact it generates, not just visually, but emotionally. When the house starts working better, you feel it. It's easier to maintain order, more enjoyable to be there. The direct benefit? Practicality, well-being, and a home that meets your real needs. You exit maintenance mode and enter evolution mode. The house stops being a burden and becomes a continuous project of care and growth.
Secret number 10. KOKORO wo komete. Putting your heart in everything. Have you ever felt that despite cleaning your house, it remains lifeless? Have you organized everything but sensed something was missing? This happens when we do things automatically, just out of obligation. The Japanese have a profound teaching that carries the essence of all other tips. KOKORO wo komete, which literally means putting your heart into what you do. It's the idea of doing everything with intention, with presence, with soul. This secret solves the problem of disconnection from home. When we transform the house into merely a place for completing tasks, it becomes a burden. But when we care for it with genuine attention, the space gives it back. Cleaning, organizing, cooking, even folding clothes, all of this can be a gesture of affection, not just a chore. Practical implementation. This doesn't require extra time. What changes is intention. When making the bed, for example, do it as if preparing a special place for someone you love, even if it's for yourself. When sweeping the floor, think that you're also removing the day's stuck energy. When storing an object, realize that you're putting everything in its place, and your life too. A beautiful example comes from rural Japan, where before sweeping the yard, many residents make a small symbolic bow to the space as a gesture of respect. You can adapt this however feels right. A minute of silence before cleaning begins, a deep breath, a thought of gratitude for being there in that home with everything it represents. The direct benefit? The house takes on a soul. It becomes a reflection of your real care, of your living energy, and you, in return, feel more connected to every corner. Everything starts making more sense. Even boring tasks become lighter because they stop being mere obligations and become gestures of love. Just like that, your home transforms, truly, inside and out.
Secret number 11. MOTTAINAI. Appreciating what you already have. Have you ever purchased something new to organize your house, thinking this is going to solve everything, only to realize it didn't help much? Have you ever considered that perhaps the solution isn't always acquiring more things, but giving new value to what you already possess? In Japan, there's a deep philosophy called MOTTAINAI, which can be translated as "what a waste," but it extends much further. It's about respecting resources, objects, and the energy invested in each thing. This secret solves the problem of impulse consumption and lack of connection with objects. When you start practicing MOTTAINAI, it completely changes how you view your home. Instead of wanting to change everything, you begin seeing possibilities. Instead of discarding for the sake of discarding, you rethink usage. This change brings much more awareness, savings, and sustainability. Practical implementation. MOTTAINAI can be applied on several fronts. That jar without a lid can become a drawer organizer. That old piece of furniture can be restored and given new life. Clothes you hardly wear can be transformed into cleaning cloths or even new pieces with creativity. More than that, instead of throwing away what's no longer useful, how about repairing it? Fixing is also an act of respect. Another important point is taking good care of what you already have. Instead of constantly replacing items, how about maintaining them well? Clean frequently, store carefully, use thoughtfully. MOTTAINAI is also about gratitude, realizing that every object in your home is there because somehow it already served you, already had value, already carried purpose. The direct benefit: you save money, consume less, discard less, and start seeing beauty in simplicity. Your home fills with stories, soul, authenticity. Little by little, you free yourself from the idea that you need to buy something new to solve everything. With this secret, your relationship with home becomes deeper and lighter.
Secret number 12. ASHIMOTO. Taking care of what's under your feet. Have you ever noticed how the floor in your house is the first thing to get dirty and the last thing to receive real attention? We step on it, drag things across it, drop things on it, wipe it off, and that's it. But in Japan, there's a subtle philosophy that gives the ground almost sacred importance. ASHIMOTO means at the feet and represents care for everything below eye line, that which sustains the entire house but is rarely valued. This secret solves the problem of invisible dirt and accumulated energy. We often clean and organize objects, but forget about the floor. The floor, in Japanese thinking, is where the house's energy circulates. A dirty or poorly maintained floor is seen as a sign of profound disorder, even if the rest is visually organized. Practical implementation. Applying ASHIMOTO is more than mopping with a cloth. It's about observing details, corners, baseboards, under furniture. In Japan, it's common to remove shoes when entering the house, and this makes a huge difference. You can adapt this too, leaving an efficient entrance mat, a designated place for shoes, and instructing visitors or residents to contribute to this care. Furthermore, taking good care of the floor also means caring for your health. A clean and safe surface prevents falls, dust accumulation, allergies, and even insects. What's more, a well-treated floor conveys order even when the rest isn't 100% perfect. It's amazing how much the environment changes just by keeping the floor clean, pleasant-smelling, and well-maintained. You can adopt the routine of paying special attention to the floor, even if it's just one day weekly. You can use natural oils to scent the cleaning cloth, making the moment more sensorial rather than mechanical. What matters is the gesture of respect toward what supports you. The direct benefit: more hygiene, more harmony, more connection with space. The house's energy starts from the bottom up, and when you understand this, you begin transforming everything with firm, clean, and conscious steps.
Secret number 13. TEINEI NA KURASHI. Living delicately. Have you ever felt like you're living on automatic mode? Running, skipping steps, doing everything impulsively, including indoors. Routine can swallow us whole, and when this happens, the house becomes just a task scenario, not a space for good living. In Japan, there's a concept called TEINEI NA KURASHI, which can be translated as living carefully or delicately. This philosophy has the power to slow down life without stopping the world. This secret solves the problem of blind haste and everyday carelessness. When we live in rush mode, we lose the charm of small things. Cleaning becomes an obligation, food becomes just fuel, and the house becomes a deposit for chores. TEINEI NA KURASHI proposes the opposite. Do less with more presence. Do it simply, but with love. Practical implementation. This translates into transforming common tasks into rituals. Instead of cleaning while listening to noise and thinking about 1,000 things, how about putting on calm music and being there completely? Instead of eating standing up, rushing, how about setting a simple table calmly, even if it's just for you? Light a candle, fold a towel with care, water a plant like you're talking to it. Moreover, TEINEI NA KURASHI also teaches us how to choose what enters and what stays in the house. It's not about having more, it's about having better, having what you truly use, love, care for. Everything in the environment must have a purpose, and the main one should be bringing you well-being. This lifestyle is silent resistance to modern chaos, and it's totally possible even in busy routines. It's not about perfection, it's about intention. It might take just 10 minutes daily to create a TEINEI NA KURASHI moment in your home, and you'll feel the difference. Less anxiety, more balance. The direct benefit? Your home stops being a busy place and becomes a place where you find yourself again. Everything takes on more meaning, even the simplest tasks, because living delicately is also a way of loving more deeply. Secret number 14. SHIKATA, using space intelligently. Have you ever felt like your house is too small for everything you need to store? What about space needed to organize, to move around, to live? Often, the problem isn't the house's size, but rather how we use it. The Japanese master the art of optimizing small spaces with the concept of SHIKATA, which can be translated as the way to do something, or in this case, the intelligent way to use available space. This secret solves the problem of the overly full house and the feeling of constant cramping. In Japan, where properties tend to be small, each corner has a clear, versatile function designed to make life easier. There's no wasted space, and this doesn't require expensive furniture or fancy solutions. It requires creative vision and functionality. Practical implementation. SHIKATA invites you to observe each room strategically. For example, the back of doors can become a place to hang items with hooks. The space under the bed can be used with flat organizers. The wall can house vertical shelves instead of occupying floor space. A table can have double function, used for work during the day and as kitchen support at night. Another important point is flow. What you use frequently needs to be accessible. What's rarely used can be stored further away. SHIKATA teaches that when everything is in the right place, space makes more sense and stress decreases. You know that closet you have to rummage through every time? This is the opposite of SHIKATA. Reorganizing logically is liberating. You can apply this secret by starting with the space that irritates you most today. It could be the kitchen cabinet, bathroom, or laundry area. Analyze, test new arrangements, remove excess, group by function, use transparent containers, and notice how functionality changes the environment. The direct benefit? Your home starts working in your favor. Everything becomes more practical, more fluid, lighter.
You feel like you have more space, even without changing your address. The best part? Over time, this translates into savings of time, energy, and even money.
Secret number 15, ICHIGO ICHIE. Every moment is unique. Have you ever noticed how in everyday rush we live waiting for the ideal moment to care for the house? Wait for the weekend, wait for free time, wait to feel like it. Meanwhile, tasks accumulate, stress builds, and that constant feeling of being indebted to your home persists. But the Japanese have a philosophy called Ichigo Ichie, which can be translated as one time, one meeting. Every moment is unique and will never happen again in the same way. This secret solves the problem of emotional procrastination, that habit of leaving not only chores for later, but also the little pleasures around the house. Ichigo Ichie invites us to live the now with presence, valuing each moment as if it were the most special, even the simplest. Practical implementation. This means transforming ordinary moments into unique experiences. Are you folding clothes? Make this a moment of connection. Touch each piece carefully. Are you washing dishes? Observe the water. Feel the temperature. Notice the movements. Are you setting the table? Add a flower, a candle, a detail that makes that dinner different, even if it's just another Tuesday. It also means stopping waiting for the big moment to care for the house. Ichigo Ichie teaches that now is all we have, and if this now is lived with affection, it transforms. You transform, and your home becomes a reflection of this. A practical example. The next time you go to clean the house, don't think about tiredness or wasted time. Think that this moment could be unique. Put on music that inspires you. Light an aroma that calms you. Feel gratitude for being alive, active, and able to care for your home. This changes everything, truly. The direct benefit. The house becomes the setting for special moments, regardless of size, decoration, or daily mess. You start connecting with the present, and when this happens, everyday life becomes a celebration. Cleaning becomes meditation. The home becomes a temple.
Now that you know the 15 Japanese secrets to transform your home forever, ask yourself, which one touched you the most? Which principle feels right to start applying today in your own space? These teachings about cleaning with intention, mindful letting go, organization, energy, aroma, simplicity, and presence all have one thing in common. They put you back in control of your home. There are no magic tricks or empty promises here, just ancient wisdom, awareness, and small, consistent steps. You don't need to change everything at once or have a perfect house. Just begin somewhere, a room, a habit, or even a small gesture. Over time, you'll notice your home becoming lighter, more functional, and truly yours. If this inspired you, please share it with someone who's tired of clutter and the rush of modern life. This philosophy doesn't just change your home, it shifts your perspective and your daily routine too. I'd love to hear which secret you'll try first. Drop a comment below. If you want, I can create videos diving deeper into each one. These secrets aren't just practical tips. They come from a deeper philosophy that sees your home as an extension of yourself. In Japan, inner peace and outer harmony are connected. When you clean or declutter, you're also making space for new energy and growth. This holistic approach explains why these practices have lasted centuries. They nurture both your environment and your well-being. Transformation is a journey, not a one-time event. Start with one secret and practice it daily for a week. Notice how it changes not only your space, but how you feel living in it. Then add another and another. Soon you'll build new habits rooted in mindful living. When your home becomes peaceful and orderly, it impacts everything: work,
relationships, creativity, because you're no longer weighed down by clutter. Visitors will sense the calm and harmony you've created, even if they can't explain it. In a world that encourages more and more, these Japanese secrets teach us to slow down and appreciate what we have. Cleaning becomes self-care, organization becomes art, and your home becomes a sanctuary, not just a storage place. Remember, these aren't rigid rules. They're flexible principles to fit your unique life. Trust your instincts and adapt what works best. Your home will guide you toward what it needs. I'd love to see how you're using these secrets. Share your stories or photos with the hashtag #JapaneseHomeSecrets so we can support each other. Your transformation begins now. The only question is, which secret will you choose to transform your world today? There's a Japanese saying, "Nana korobi ya oki," fall 7 times, rise 8. Your journey won't be perfect, but every time you return to these principles, you're moving closer to a home filled with peace and joy. Subscribe and ring the bell to keep exploring these life-changing Japanese lifestyle secrets together. May your home be your sanctuary and every moment there a gift to your soul.